What's going on, guys? Nemesis here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I got a pretty cool video for you guys. I actually went 12-0 in a grand challenge, and I want to showcase you guys some of the games, that got me to 12 wins. So without further ado, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so I've got a first game here against AS Marco, and he's going to be playing Logbait. And he has, Valkyrie with, Dark Goblin, Goblin Gang, the newly buffed Goblin Gang. Oh, and also, I'm playing Magic Archer Fireball version. And, to be quite honest, I've been seeing more success using Magic Archer Fireball in the Grand Challenge as opposed to using Minions Poison. So, I feel like if you're gonna run a Grand Challenge, I think Magic Archer Fireball is definitely the play because it just seems more consistent. Like, I've been getting less losses with Magic Archer Fireball. As you can tell, I'm 12-0, and yeah, it's been going really, really good. So I think I take a Fireball on top of this Dark Goblin because what's it called? When the Dark Goblin stays on the map for a really long time, it starts to get a lot of value, so I like to Fireball the Dark Goblins before it can ramp up a lot of damage. And as you can see, I placed a Bandit right there because I completely knew this guy's cycle, so I knew he was going to have a really awkward time defending it. I was going to go for a Pekka right here, I believe, because I was up a couple elixir, but I think he plays a Goblin Barrel. Yeah, he plays a Goblin Barrel, but the matchup, the way this goes is you want to counter cycle like crazy. You could pressure a lot in single elixir if they have their Valkyrie or Goblin Gang out of cycle. So yeah, that's what I like to do. And I always like to Pekka too in the back when I have a ghost coming down the lane because they have to respond to it, right? They're forced to respond to a ghost. So I preemptively play a Pekka knowing that they're gonna have to respond to it with a Valkyrie or a Goblin Gang. So my Pekka just gets free value because it's coming down the same lane as my Pekka essentially. So that's what I like to do. I believe right here I go for a Fireball because he gives me really good Fireball value. And I think I take a Zap too because he's going to go for a Goblin Gang right here, I believe. So yeah, I take a really nice Zap right there. And this is basically just going to solidify the game right then and there. I do really good amounts of damage. Oh, I take his tower. I actually didn't think I would take his tower right there yet. But that push basically, like I said, solidified the game. I go for a Bandit High. And the reason why I go for a Bandit High right there was because sometimes if you play the Bandit a little bit lower, the Bandit will actually go to the Goblin Barrels instead of the Valkyrie. So that's why when they do that little Valkyrie Goblin Barrel push, make sure to play your Bandit in the top side of the map so it doesn't get distracted by that. This play kind of tricked me a little bit. I really wasn't expecting him to just go for a rocket like that. It really caught me by surprise, which is why I took so much damage. But yeah, he goes for this. He goes for this push. I think I go for a Royal Ghost plus a Fireball. It's all about defending at this point. No reason to play too aggressive anymore. So yeah, we're basically chilling here. I think I go for maybe a Magic Archer right here. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I go for Magic Archer in the middle. He's only got 10 seconds left. I go for a Bandit plus a Zap to take care of that. Really, really good defense. And yeah, there's nothing he can do anymore. So that's how I like to play that matchup. Let's go ahead and jump to the next game. We get our next game here against a Royal Giant Lightning deck. Very, very popular RG deck. It's got, the Hunter, Fisherman, Ghost, and it's really, really fast cycle. And the Lightning. So like I said, this RG deck is extremely popular. I'm sure you guys will face it or have faced it in the past. So I'm going to show you how to take care of this matchup because it's also a highly requested matchup, just how to beat RG in general. And also before I even say anything, a lot of people ask me what variation of Pekka they should use, on ladder or in the challenge, whatever Pekka deck they think they should use. Is Minions Poison better than Magic Archer Fireball or vice versa? Personally, in ladder and challenges, I personally like to use Minions Poison, right? Because that's just my playstyle. Minions Poison is just more aggressive of a deck because Minions are cheaper. You could punish people a lot more effectively as opposed to a Magic Archer. But at the end of the day, Magic Archer Fireball is still just as valuable. It really depends on the person's playstyle. Do you like to be a little bit more defensively or do you like to just play more aggressively? They're both extremely, extremely good. You can see a ton of success with both of the variations. So yeah, it's literally just personal preference. Whatever you feel more comfortable with, just stick with that variation. So, all right, he's going to go for a Hunter in the back. I think I play a Bad Ram to protect this Magic Archer because it's pretty important. I don't want that Fisherman to latch onto the Magic Archer. I need the Magic Archer to get a lot of value for me. Let's Let's see here. Maybe I take a zap, right? Yeah, I take a zap just to cycle, just to fix my cycle a little bit, and that hunter won't get any shots on top of my tower. I'm just playing a little bit passively right now. The way I like to play this matchup is I like to find my opening. If they make a bad misplay with like their cycle, I'll kind of just spam them. Also, a rule that I like to do too is like if I'm at least up like 3 or 4 elixir or something, and I have a really good cycle like Electro Wizard, I will just Pekka the back actually, because if they play an RG, if they get really aggressive when they're down like 3 or 4 elixir, you can just like E-Wiz the RG, but don't E-Wiz on top of the RG, E-Wiz down low, so they don't potentially have a fisherman behind the RG, and then you can just like kill the RG. You'll take a bit of damage, don't get me wrong, like you'll definitely take a bit of damage, but you're going to get a massive counter push to the point where they can't defend it, so overall, it's going to benefit you. So that's what I like to do in this matchup, just basically just be pretty aggressive. If they have a bad cycle, or if they're already down in elixir, just roll a Pekka in the back and just kind of just build a really big dueling push afterwards. So yeah, I go for a banner there because I don't want to take damage. Let's see here. Yeah, I go for a Royal Ghost in the back. Like I said, just playing passive until I find my opening. He's gonna go for a Hunter in the back. I think I go for a Magic Archer in the back. And let me see what I do here. So he goes for that. Okay, this was bad, right? Yeah, so this was terrible. He goes for a really, really bad lightning. I really don't agree with that lightning whatsoever. Like, that was such a late lightning, so, like, he loses so much elixir. And at this point in time, I'm just going to, like I said, do a really big dueling push because he was down so much elixir now. So I'll go for Magic Archer in the middle. I typically go for the Magic Archers in the middle, more so just to try to hit skeletons. That's literally the only reason why I do it, just to hit skeletons. And yeah, that's basically it. Or like a Magic Archer shot plus a what's it called? Pekka shot, I believe kills a fisherman. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it does. So yeah, I think I go for Pekka right here. Those are really good skeletons on his end. Like I didn't really think of that, playing skeletons like that, because now it put my battle ram in front of the Pekka, so it exposes my battle ram. So really well played on his end right there. This guy's a good player, obviously, so it was a little tricky to like beat this guy. We definitely pull through. And yeah, so Bandit gets a really nice dash, but unfortunately the Hunter does kill it. So I'll go for a Royal Ghost in the back yet again. Just I think I might roll a Pekka here, right? Okay, so I'll go for Battle Ram in the back. Let me see what I do here. I think I do go for a Pekka. Yeah, there's the Pekka right there. And okay, this is where he goes for RG. So like I said, I'm gonna E-Wiz low right there just because I didn't want to try to have his fisherman pull my Electro Wizard. And I'm just gonna play a Magic Archer. I try to get a couple shots off right there, as you can see. And at this point in time, look how big of a push I have. This is exactly what I'm telling you guys. Like, this is a massive dueling push that I don't think he can even really defend anymore. I go for a Bandit in the middle. I like to go for Bandits in the middle just to try to get like its dash effect off. And yeah, that's basically what I was telling you guys about. There's nothing he can do anymore. That's going to be game. I think that's game number 2. Let's go ahead and jump to the next game. Okay, so we got the next game here against Jack. He's going to be playing this really, really crazy Recruits Elite Barbarians deck. This is definitely like an off-meta deck, but I'm going to show you how to take care of this because it's definitely a little interesting. And if you don't know how to play it well, it gets really hard to, you know, break through. But there's a method I use against this matchup. Like, and I thought of this like during the match. I was like, if I could just keep him low in elixir kind of the whole game, like I feel like that's a really good strategy you can do against really heavy decks. Like if they're playing like these really crazy heavy elixir decks with like, you know, the Royal Recruits, the Heat Barbs in the same deck, if you have them like low in elixir, like the entire game, they can't do anything because their entire deck is just heavy. You know, they don't have any cycle cards. So I go for a Pekka right there. Let me see what I do here. I think I kind of just, I think I chill a little bit, right? I don't know if you guys know who Petal is, but it's kind of similar to Petal deck because this guy has the Princess. He's got Recruits and everything like that. And I'm pretty sure he also runs Elite Barbarians as well, so it's kind of similar to that deck. Let's see, he goes for Recruits again. So I think at this point in time, yeah, I go for an E-Wiz in the back, and I think I go for Magic Archer opposite lane. And the reason why I do that is because he had a poison, so I didn't want to give him poison value, but he played a poison like pretty early, so I feel like if he waited a little bit, he could have hit my Magic Archer. And this is what I'm talking to you guys about. He's really low in elixir. He has no elixir for Elite Barbarians. So yeah, I'm gonna get a really good connection right there. And I think, yeah, he goes for Elite Barbarians, and I play a Pekka right here because he went for Elite Barbarians extremely late, so I know he was really low in Elixir. So, and this is what I'm talking to you guys about, just keeping him low in Elixir at this point. There's nothing he can do now. I go for a Bandit on top of this Princess because it's a good play. I was tempted to take a Zap on top of these bats, but it's like, it doesn't even matter. I'd rather just save my Elixir. Magic Archer's going to take care of it anyway, so yeah, I'd rather just save the Elixir. And Pekka's just going to get a lot of damage on top of the tower. Yeah, he's going to take a snowball. Yeah, this is basically game at this point. I think I might just like cycle like a ghost in the back. Okay, I cycle an Electro Wizard. Let's see what he goes. So he goes for recruits in the back. So I think I'm just going to go for a Magic Archer in the back here. And let's see how I like work this part. Let's see here. I go for Royal Ghost, and then I think I go for Pekka in the middle or something. Yeah, I go for a Pekka in the middle. Really good play right there, just to kind of distract all the units from both lanes. And he goes for Princess in the back. I think... Yeah, I go for a Battle Arm right here, and then I try to snipe this Princess, but he actually played that pretty well. I wasn't. He has a Mega Knight, by the way. I was like, wait, what? That was like so strange that he has a Mega Knight for some reason. Yeah, I think right here, yeah, I go for a Ghost plus a Pekka in the middle again, just in case, like, you know, when my Ghost dies, the Pekka would just be right there. So yeah, and then Magic Archer for the bats. So that's how I like to take care of this matchup. I personally feel like if you don't break through in single, you're not going to break through in double. So keep them really low in Elixir and single Elixir, and you should be fine. Let's go for the final game. Okay, so we got a final game here against Jihad. And to be quite honest with you, this match wasn't in this 12-0 Grand Challenge. It was the Grand Challenge I won before this. So it's like back-to-back GCs. But this Grand Challenge, I got like 1 or 2 losses, I forgot. But this was like the 12th match of the previous Grand Challenge. So I just wanted to share this because it's Lavaloon. It's against Jihad. Pretty good lava player. I go for a Pekka in the back because obviously he has to respond to the ghost. So like I said, whenever they had to respond to something like a bandit or ghost, I was like preemptively play a Pekka because it's a pretty good play. So like he just essentially uses 4 elixir. So yeah, that's why I do that. Let's see here. I think I go for Electro Wizard. Yeah, I go for Electro Wizard right there because he played an Inferno Dragon. I immediately knew this guy was definitely a Lava Hound. So yeah, he goes for a Zap. I go for my Zap. And at this point in time, I'm kind of just chilling. The way I like to play this matchup is play aggressive when they play aggressive. Also, try your best to bait out their ground cards, because when their ground cards are out of cycle, that's when you can really pressure them. Because obviously Barbarians destroy your pushes. But since his barbs are out of rotation because he just used it on the Pekka, I could just spam freely essentially and get a ton of damage. So yeah, that's what I like to do here. I go for Royal Ghost because he doesn't have anything good in cycle. I go for, and I try to bait the Miner out. I think it's pretty important to bait the Miner out so they can't use it on your Electro Wizard or your Magic Archer. And I went same lane as well because now he gives me really good fireball value. So that's what I like to do. So take a really good fireball. I still lose my tower, but not the end of the world. He's getting really aggressive, so I'm gonna get really aggressive, like I said. And yeah. Let me see here. I go for Battle Ram because, like I said, he has no elixir again. He's at 4 elixir, so we're chilling. We're chilling. So yeah, that's what I like to do in this matchup. Just be aggressive when they be aggressive. Try to play your air defense units, like your E-Wiz as a Magic Archer is pretty low, because if you play them really high, you expose them to their troops. Like if they have a Mega Minion, they have a Flying Machine in the deck. This guy's got the Inferno Dragon, Skeleton Dragon. So okay, so I do that. I believe right here, let's see what I do here. I go for a Magic Archer opposite lane. I didn't want to go same lane because he'll get really good arrow zap value. I go for a Bandit because I got a pressure as well. And then he goes for, this is what I'm talking about, so he's going to go for a Miner on top of the Magic Archer. So I'm just going to pressure him because he had no ground cards at the time. I'm going to take a really good Fireball right here. This part got a little sketchy, not going to lie, because I didn't really take his tower. But he wasn't able to get to Barbs in time, so that is going to be the final game. So I really hope you guys learned something from this, like some matchups and stuff like that. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.